On this tiny remote island in the French Polynesia, a small family-run business has been sustainably farming some of the world's most luxurious pearls. With 1.6 million subscribers, 700,000 followers on Instagram, they've built an audience that absolutely loves their story and the products they sell. But when I spoke to Tavaya, the founder, I discovered a huge problem with this luxury jewelry brand. They had no email marketing, no email strategy, no way to nurture visitors, and no system to turn website traffic into loyal customers. They weren't just missing out on sales, they were leaving $193,000 on the table every single quarter. And in just 90 days, we helped them capture that revenue without spending a single dollar on costly paid ads. And today I'm going to show you exactly how we did that. Cool, so let's outline the problem with Kamoka Pearls. So Kamoka Pearl has built an extraordinary digital presence with millions of website visitors. Their YouTube channel and social media following are huge, yet a critical marketing component is missing, which is of course email marketing. So for context here, on YouTube, they've got 1.6 million subs, Instagram, 750k followers, and on TikTok, they've got multiple videos here doing hundreds of thousands of views, some doing 1 million, and they've even got almost 2 million followers on TikTok. So they're getting a lot of organic traffic and they've got a really big audience, yet they're missing out on, of course, email marketing. So why is this a huge problem? First of all, somebody's going to come to their website, potentially discover Kamoka Pearl through their different social media platforms. They're then going to go ahead, explore the different products and learn a bit more about the brand. Then the last thing they're going to do is if they do not purchase, they're going to leave without a trace because they've got no email capture. So they could disappear and possibly forever. So this leads to three main issues. Number one, having no lead magnets and no incentivization means that Kamoka Pearl is not collecting any customer data, which also adds on to another issue, which is lost opportunities. So each uncaptured visitor represents potential lost revenue, right? Issue number two is there's no relationship building. So they haven't got any welcome series in place, which means they've got no automated email sequence, which introduces new subscribers to the brand story, who they are, what they're about. Number two, they've got no educational content. So this is a huge thing for them. The big USP they've got is they are sustainable and ethically sourced pearls. And this is something they can reinforce through emails and give a bit more detail towards. Then last but not least as well, there is no trust building. So customers lack the nurturing that they need to make those high value purchases. Some of these pearls are costing, up to $10,000 a piece. That's going to need a bit more nurturing than just coming to the website and making that purchase from an impulse buy. And then issue number three is there's no abandoned cart recovery. So they've got no abandoned cart recovery. So for people who added to cart or added to checkout, high intent buyers, there was no abandonment flows for that. There was also no follow-up emails, no recovery emails that are sent to actually get people to come back and purchase from them again. There's a lot of issues here that can be rectified through email. So the solution is, of course, strategic email marketing. Number one at the top should be lead capture, so we can build that email list and get customers to come back again and again through ongoing nurturing. Number two is cart recovery, recapture those abandonment sales. Number three, customer retention, so building that long-lasting relationship. And number four, of course, is increased revenue, so closing the gap and maximizing the potential. Kamoka Pearl has built a huge loyal fan base through organic content. Strategic email marketing will capture, nurture, and convert visitors into long-term customers. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the solution and talk about Kamoka Pearl's entire email transformation that we'd completed over 90 days. So it's quite simple. Let's just break this down into a three-part email strategy. Firstly, to capture emails, then to nurture them and convert visitors for Kamoka Pearl. So phase one, create a high converting pop-up form. So we wanted to go ahead and be strategic with design, nice, simple, straight to the point, clear offer. So we offered 10% for that first order as an incentive for email signups. We then went ahead and made sure that we optimized for both mobile and desktop experiences. And then we done ongoing A/B tests to find the best performing copy and design elements. So just to show you what this looked like, we have the pop-up for the mobile at the top here and also a split test at the bottom as well. We're just doing a different design element. This is the pop-up for mobile. So what we're doing here is obviously just capturing email data in exchange for 10% off. So give us your email and your name and you get 10% off. Then we're trying to be a little bit cheeky here and say, sign up for SMS alerts and get exclusive access to offers, promos, and members discounts. So they think they're getting a better deal, more info. This is, of course, just going to be another way to capture the phone number as well as the email. So we can do SMS here as well, okay? Then we just basically go ahead and say, congrats, check your email or SMS for the discount code. That's mobile. Exact same here for the desktop variation. And there's just some split tests as well that we're working on down here as well, okay? So that's what the pop-up looked like. That's obviously going to help grow the email list so we can get more people into the database and nurture them further. Then what we did was set up 9 automated email flows. So number 1 would be the welcome series, which introduces new subscribers to Kamoka Pearl's story. I'll show you what this looked like in a minute, as well as all the other flows. Number 2 was, of course, abandoned cart and checkout. So this is to remind shoppers to complete their purchases if they've left any products in cart or checkout. We also set up site abandonment and browse abandonment flows. So this is to re-engage visitors who viewed any of the product pages, or if they've not quite made it to the product page yet and they've just been on the home page or one of the catalog pages, we basically send out an automated email sequence to push them further down that customer journey and deeper down that funnel. We've then got post-purchase and VIP flows to go ahead and turn buyers into repeat customers through further nurturing. And then last but not least as well, we had the win back and re-engagement flows to re-engage any dormant customers who have previously purchased from us, but a little bit of time has exceeded, so we want to try and recuperate them back into our ecosystem with special offers and discounts. So you can see the entire flow chart. So this is just to show you an overview of how these pre-purchase flows look and the amount of volume of different emails inside of each of these sequences. I'm not going to go through every single one here because we'll be here all day, but you can just see how many different emails are here and all the different angles that we are using to go ahead and either nurture them or convert them from pre-purchase as well. So there's different levers that customers might have, different objections. We want to pull on those levers, give them the trust and authority that they need to go ahead and buy from this brand. Just to show you how this looks in terms of actual designs, let's go ahead and look at the welcome series. So first of all, discover the beauty of the ocean, now yours to keep, 10% off with code, and then we put the code in here. Welcome to Kamoka Pearl. We're so happy to have you here. Our family started Kamoka with a vision to craft jewelry that's as genuine as the place it comes from. Each piece a little story from Ahi Toll. I hope I didn't just butcher that. One of the world's last untouched lagoons. Here, pearls grow in pristine waters, brought to life by skilled hands and sustainable practices, all with a respect for nature that's at the heart of everything we do. So this is really diving into brand story here, which is what you really want to go ahead and do from the get-go when you go ahead and send out your first welcome series. Now, what we want to do here is say, now that you're part of the community, we hope you feel the care and dedication that goes into each piece, whether you are celebrating a milestone, discovering something new, or just treating yourself. We hope you'll find a piece that feels as special as the story it holds. And to say Maiva or welcome in Tahitian, we'd like to offer you 10% off your first purchase. Then we've got the code here that they can use at checkout. And we've also got some different collections here as well that they can go ahead and see. Featured in, follow us. So this just really helps with authority and just shows the community aspect as well with different UGC. That's example for email number 1. I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can see inside of each individual email here, and you can relay this back to my welcome series. The main thing we're doing is having a founder story, really just telling a strong brand story, which emotionally connects customers to the bigger vision of the brand. We'll even go ahead and connect with pain points, educate them about the product. And we can also do the law of comparison. So what makes us different, us versus them? You'll see here, here's how our pearls are different. So this is like an us versus them. Obviously, we're not going to compare them to competitors because there's really no need with this type of brand, but we can say how our pearls are different to other pearls. For example, ours is sustainable beauty, ethically made, and quality that lasts, right? So those are 3 USPs. We've got different customer reviews here. So having social proof, this is another thing we like to do in the welcome series, as you can see here, social proof, review, success stories, and then of course, bestsellers. So just showing bestsellers, okay, or different collections. Here's what makes us different. Again, just coming back to my law of comparison. So there's a lot that goes into the welcome series. You just want to structure this in a way that you give them all the answers they need from the get-go to actually get them invested in the brand and invested in the community. So that was the welcome series. I'm not going to go through every single one of these flows, but just to show you the checkout and the cart, what you want to do here is make sure you've got a product block. So this is going to pull in data from your store to show the exact items that they would have had in checkout or had in cart. So rather than just saying finish checkout and not having this block here, what you want to do is make sure you've got their items in the checkout. So when they click this button, it takes them exactly back to where they left off. Same for the abandoned cart and abandoned checkout. Browse abandonment, exact same as well. You want to have product blocks here, which pull in the exact products they was viewing. So if they was looking at this exact necklace here, we would put that in this product block here because it's going to pull it in from the store data. But yeah, you can see the design that we've done with all these emails shows that luxury. We've got a lot of great UGC and a lot of structure to all of these email flows. Cool. So in terms of campaigns, we had a consistent schedule. So we delivered 2 high impact campaigns every single week over the course of a month. We had a variety of content. So a mixture of promotions, storytelling, social proof, and educational content as well. And we had a lot of personalized approach as well. So offers based on different purchase history and engagement level. How we do this on a monthly basis is we have a content calendar. So this was actually for the month of November. You can see all the campaigns that we sent out for Komoka. Of course, because November is a big seasonal period, we've got Black Friday. You can see we did actually send out a lot more campaigns across that entire week, of course, to maximize for that seasonal period. The different types of campaign ideas that we want to send out is not just sell, buy my stuff. Of course, you want to do frequently asked question emails, educational content, value-based emails, testimonials, case studies, breaking industry myths. There's a lot that we can do here, and I'm going to show you exactly what we did in some of the campaigns. And how we also go about sending over the campaign ideas to our clients is we have a document of 30 different campaigns, and this is the campaign angles document. So we'll have 30 ideas, send it over to the client. And the reason we do this is because if there is a really good thought out campaign angle that client hasn't thought of before, we can say, hey, what do you think of this campaign? Do you think this would be good to go into the content calendar? They'll say, yes, let's try it. We can then test that out with their email list and say, look, this worked really, really well with your email list. We suggest sending this out and maybe even testing this for your prospecting as well. So I always say you scale your front end with your back end, because that is your strongest data point, is pre-existing customers or people who have actually gave you that intent that they want to buy once they've gained to your website. So that's the strategic campaign aspect. Let's just go ahead and look at some of the campaigns. You can see how many campaigns we'd sent out across the board. Some of these have got product blocks in for that personalization aspects, but just to give you a sort of a value-based one, keep your pearls as stunning as the day you got them. So this is a how to look after your product. Your Komoka pearls are more than just jewelry. They're treasure crafted by nature, meant to last a lifetime and beyond. With little gentle care, your pearls will keep their stunning luster and timeless beauty for generations to come. So number one, wear them wisely. Pearls should be the last thing you put on and first thing you take off. Avoid contact with perfumes, lotions, and hairspray. Wipe with soft cloth after wearing to remove oils or perspiration. And then you can see, of course, I'm not going to go through all of these, but we've actually gave them some valuable tips to make sure that these pearls actually last. Okay, so this is like an aftercare guide. And this is something I would also suggest doing in the automated flows you send out. So you can actually go ahead, show them how to use the product, set expectations, and this would be a great email to send out for your thank you series flow. Okay, so post-purchase, send out a flow showing them exactly how to use that product. So this is a tips-based email. So what makes Tahiti and Pearls so unique? So we're giving out tips, basically showing 3 key facts about these stunning gems and actually educating them on the value of the actual product. So you can see here they're naturally dark and iridescent. They take years to grow. And even number 3 is Tahitian pearls come only from French Polynesia. So this is like educational value-based tips about the actual product itself. So you can see we're actually giving them more education on why these products are actually so valuable because of the process that they go through. Okay. So I'm not going to go through all the campaigns. You can see the different ones that we've got here, but you just want to set out a mixture of different value-based campaigns, educational content, and don't always just sell or focus on the products. So in terms of implementation timeline, so weeks 1 was to basically go ahead and research their account, go through all the different data they'd given us on the onboarding form. So about their customer portfolio, their avatar. We basically want to go ahead and understand their customer better than they do. We then go ahead and set up all the correct segmentation for their different audience segments inside of Klaviyo. The different campaign ideas, we wanted to go ahead and send that over to the client alongside the content calendar. And of course, we want to get that pop-up designed and implemented from the get-go. So that's week 1. Usually we would do an audit of their account, but because it's a fresh account, they've done no email marketing. There wasn't any data we could look at for the campaigns to see what was best performing before. And also their flows had no analytics because they had no flows set up, right? So that was weeks 1. Then weeks 2 to 5 is just focusing on copywriting and design and setting up all those automated flows that I just went through with you a second ago. So how we layer this is we don't just wait for all of the flows to be built out. We actually do brick by brick. Once each individual flow has been completed, client gives us the approval, we then send that out. Okay, so we just layered it brick by brick, implementation, flow by flow. Then obviously once all the flows were complete, it was ongoing testing and refinement. So we've done different A/B tests for different subject lines, different content pieces, different pop-ups. There's a lot that we can go ahead and split test to get that maximum amount of revenue from each individual flow campaign, and also increasing the submit rate percentage on the pop-up forms. The main measurable results that we're going to be looking for is A, list growth, B, email revenue, performance metrics such as open rates and click rates, which indicates to us is the content that we're sending out actually grabbing the audience's attention. And then last but not least is deliverability, making sure people actually received the email and opened it. So that was the complete solution. Long-term value, creating a loyal customer base, consistent campaigns to keep the email list nice and engaged, automated flows to passively nurture and generate automated income through those drip sequences on autopilot. That works for you 24/7. And then last but not least is of course that high converting pop-up form for email capture. So that was the complete solution. Now let's actually look at the results. So this is the success story that we've been able to achieve. The email transformation that we got for Kamoka over that 90-day period was $200,000, just shy of $200,000. And how we done this was with automated flows, generating $111,000, campaigns generating $82,000, overall revenue being around $193K for that 90-day period. Performance metrics to look at is going to be open rates, click-through rates, conversion rates, and customer retention. And the key success factors is, of course, through strategic segmentation, data-driven decisions, compelling content, and automated triggers, which is flows. And future growth opportunities is going to be the advanced personalization. So as we gather more data, we're going to be able to make more tailored content based on deeper customer insights, enhanced segmentation. So this is going to lead on from that data-driven aspect, more targeted customers groups for relevant messaging, and then of course A/B testing such as subject lines, content, and send times, alongside increasing customer lifetime value with strategies to boost repeat purchases and loyalty. So let's actually look in the account. Across the board from November to January 31st, you can see the overall campaigns was $82K, $111,000, and in terms of the best performing flows, let's actually go ahead and change the status to live. As you can see from that 90-day period, the flows that produced the most amount of revenue was the welcome series, the abandoned checkout, and the abandoned cart. Around $51,000 was called that welcome series. 21K came from the abandoned checkout and $7,000 from the abandoned cart. And then we've got a few different flows down here as well to mention as well that was putting in some revenue. Cool. So in terms of campaigns in that 90-day period, let's go ahead and look at the best performing campaigns. Of course, I'm not going to look at the Black Friday campaigns or the Christmas sale campaigns, but I think it would actually be better to look at campaigns that aren't necessarily sales based so we can see what's driven the most amount of revenue for them. So first thing that stood out to me here is the review based campaign. Let's open that up. 45% open rate, 2.4% click rate, which is really, really good. When you choose Kamoka, you choose meaning, discover our pearls. Kamoka Pearl isn't about creating jewelry, it's about crafting pieces that connect to something deeper. Every pearl holds a story, and it's our greatest joy to hear how Kamoka has become part of yours. So this is a reviews-based one, showing different testimonials they've had from different customers. As you can see here, clearance alert. I didn't realize this was actually a incentivized one as well, which says shop clearance. I can see why this has worked really, really well because it's almost like takes you off by surprise. Clearance alert, rare finds are 20% off for a limited time on Explorer clearance section. So this is like a shock sale. This is why we've done this. Completely forgot that this was actually at the bottom of this email. So let's go away from that. That's obviously why that's performed really well. Let's look at this one. This is like a gifting element that we can see here. Okay, cool. So yeah, there's no sale in this one. Timeless gifts, thoughtfully crafted. Shop now. The holidays are here and find the perfect gift. Doesn't have to be stressful. So this obviously is in a seasonal period, but this hasn't got a sale. So that gifting element obviously is going to work really, really well with this product. I can imagine if people have got girlfriends, partners, maybe it's engagement, stuff like that. This is obviously going to apply to them as a gifting aspect, right? So whether it's for a loved one or a special treat for yourself, we're here to help you find a gift that will treasure forever. So our top holiday picks. Okay, you can see the different aspects here as to the different collections. Make it easy, make it meaningful with Kamoka's one of a kind pieces. You're not just giving jewelry, you're giving a story, a connection to the ocean. Okay, so tying into that emotional aspect of gifting, obviously it's going to work really, really well. If your product does have that gifting element, you can definitely go ahead and test that out for yourself. What else do we have here? Unique pearls, discover pearls as unique as you. So that USP of uniqueness, it is a very unique product. And we actually go ahead in this email and say, what makes Kamoka Pearl different? Naturally one of a kind, each pearl is shaped by nature with no two alike in color, luster, or size. Great, that's a great USP. They're all different. They're one of a kind. Each piece is unique. No pearl is the same. Sustainably crafted. Again, that's a huge USP as well. Preserving beauty and making sure that it's not ruining the environment. Exclusive by design. Unlike conventional pearls, Kamoka pieces are curated for those who value rarity and authenticity. So this is showing why, of course, the pearls are the price tag they are at. Okay, cool. So that's obviously the flows and the campaigns that we've gone through. So as you can see, we're currently running a split test on the pop-up form. We've got the mobile pop-up form here, 50-50% weight ratio. So they're both getting an equal amount of traffic to each one. Pop-up on the mobile is performing at 4.35% for the new one that we're currently split testing, and the old one we're split testing is around 4.3. Just to show you what the old one is versus the new one, I believe it's just a split test in the actual copy. It's not design based. So yeah, you can see ethically found one of a kind pearls crafted with respect for nature versus each Kamoka pearl is shaped by time, tides, and nature itself, no two are ever alike. So a Perla's unique has used this one, and this is more story-based with ethical farming. So there are two different USPs here. Doesn't seem to have a drastic effect on the submit rate, but you can sort of see how we're going ahead and split testing the copy here, because there's not really too much you can split test with the content, because it is literally just pictures of pearls. So that's the main reason as to why we've gone ahead and started split testing copy versus imagery, because again, there's a lot less you can do with pictures of pearls versus the actual copy itself. So that's the pop-up for the mobile. Again, same sort of thing for the desktop. Desktop is at a 2.7% submit rate. Of course, we're still running ongoing split tests to prove this, and we want to try and get this to around 5% across the board for both the desktop and mobile. Cool. So last thing to look at was, of course, the deliverability score. You can see across the board, they've gone 80 for the deliverability score. This is very good. I would also say the open rate and click rates are looking very healthy as well. Open rate's around 53% and click rate is at 1.6%. Bounce rate is very low, which is great. Unsubscribe rate is also very low, and spam complaint rate is very, very low as well. Across the board, very good for this client. So there you have it. That's exactly how we helped a sustainable pearl farm in the middle of the Pacific to generate an extra $193,000 in just 90 days, all without spending an extra dollar on ads, just by implementing an email system that turned their existing visitors into customers. Now, if you are running a brand that has organic traffic but no email marketing, you're almost certainly leaving 6 figures on the table, just like Kamoka was. But the good news is you can fix this very quickly. If you want us to implement this exact strategy into your business and unlock your hidden revenue, click the link in the description to book a free strategy call where we'll analyze your current setup and show you exactly how much money you're leaving on the table and how we can actually recapture this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.